Hey everybody, Ashley Bottoms once again back with another edition of Tales from the Game Room. Again, I'd like to welcome you to my game room. I'm very proud of it, and as you can see from all the boxes and clutter, that I have a wide assortment of video games that I have collected for many years of my life. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching my past videos, and I thought I would start this video, my third edition, by giving a shout out to Jason on Atari Age, and I'm going to review a game that you asked. Up on the screen, as you see, is Whomper, and this game is for the Intellivision. This game came out in 1983, so it's 30 years old. And it was released by Activision, again, a third-party developer that created games for a multitude of platforms. But back in the 80s, there were really only three major ones that were in the race for supremacy, which, of course, were the Atari, Mattel, and Coleco. And they all had a variety of systems. If you remember that far back, or if you were a part of that history, you remember that all the clutter eventually created chaos and caused the video game crash of 1983, which was 30 years ago. Anyway, Whomper is a very unique title. It's one of those titles, again, by Activision, that was created specifically for Intellivision. I don't recall it being released for any other systems at the time. I certainly know that it was not released for the Atari 2600. I know that, for a fact, ColecoVision did not receive a version. I know that it came out on Intellivision. It garnered mixed reviews. Some liked it for its originality and its gameplay. Others just thought it was more of the same old, same old. Personally, myself, I enjoy the game. I enjoy playing shooters. I like shooters, and this is technically considered a shooter. You do control the character on screen who has insecticide, and you're shooting the bugs that are coming towards your corn crops, which are located on the left-hand side of the screen. So the bugs are coming from the right to attack your corn, and you are protecting them. The one thing I liked about this game is that they gave you a variety of insect and bugs that required certain ways to kill. I remember also that you could also run into the insects with your insecticide gun, but in doing so you would break it. And I believe that you had to go to the shed on the bottom of the screen to retrieve a new one. Now you could do this unlimited times, but as you progress into the game, the bugs become faster, they become more of them, and every so often, every level that comes up, every so often you get a new enemy. And it does get very difficult. You have 10 stalks of corn, and most bugs they take 2 hits on the corn to destroy a stalk of corn. There are some, I believe, that take 1 hit. But it's fairly easy to play, fairly easy to pick up and learn. Instead of talking about it, why don't we just delve right in and play around of Whomper? I haven't played this game in some time. I'm very curious to see how I do. So Jason, this one's for you. Let me know how I did. Also, you can watch my show, my radio show, Bottoms Up, Appetite for Discussion. It airs live every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. on unregularradio.com, and repeat versions of the show will air on Monday evenings at 6:30 p.m. on cneuradio.com. Definitely check it out, tune in, let me know how you like the show. And with that said, I guess let's begin. Okay, let's try this out. Here we are. Top button controls the gun, which you shoot the bugs on screen with. The bottom one controls some kind of ball that you can shoot to knock down or mow down multiple lines of insects. But it's fairly simple to pick up and play. As you see, we're on the second level. Already we have a different bug on the screen. And as you can see, they're going fairly slow. So it's not that hard to really figure out and learn. Of course, you want to attack the faster enemies or the cluster of enemies that come out, because you don't want to get overcrowded and be overrun by the insects. The gameplay is actually really cool. It's been done many times, but it's unique. It's a unique style of gameplay where you're protecting your crops, which I find interesting. And I'm going to demonstrate. If you run into an insect, it will destroy your gun. You just go to the shed down below and your gun is replaced. And as far as I know, you can do that as many times as you need to. You do want to be careful. Those little ones do actually, they can tend to sneak into your radar and get in. So you don't want to take them for granted. Just, you know, be aware of what's going on screen, because like I said, in the later levels, they do fill up quite fast. As you can see, we're now getting into the later levels. The bugs are getting to get more aggressive. And you're seeing a lot more different types. Some are very fast and require a lot of hits, like this guy right here. And he's dropping something on the ground, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Like I said, I haven't played this game in a while. But right now, I seem to be holding up my crops. And we're on level 6 right now, which is actually pretty cool. I am happy that I'm able to keep up with this, considering I haven't played in a while. It does tend to get very fast. And like I said, these little guys, they'll throw you. One thing I want to mention about this game, where it's made for the Intellivision, I think it was a perfect choice of a game to be made for use with the controller. Again, you either love or hate this controller, and you don't need the keypad to play it. The buttons are fairly simple. It's fairly laid out. But where you want to learn, again, the tap method. If you watch my Beam Rider video, you remember I said you had to master the tapping. With this one, instead of mastering the left and right tap motion, you want to try to get the up-down tap motion, because you want to tap to get these enemies as they get very close together, and you have to shoot them, and you have to be very spot on with your shots. So you don't want something that's too floaty. You want a precise controller, and I think that the Activision actually made very good use of this controller. I find, as far as shooters go, this is actually a very well-controlled game. It's very precise. It controls very well. I'm very happy with the way they used this controller and utilized it. Okay, as you can see, I've sustained some damage. I've lost a few of my crops, which is very easy to do in a game like this as it gets faster and faster. One thing I want to mention is that as it gets this crowded, the less crops you have, the more you want to focus on the levels where the bugs will actually do damage. So as you can see, the levels on the top here, I'm not really attacking these bugs. I'm going after the ones that actually pose a threat to the surviving crops. And it's a strategy you might want to adopt when you're playing a game getting to the later levels, because I'm already on level 11, and as you can see, the screen's pretty crowded with a lot of enemies here, which means that the learning curve on this game, while easy, it does expect you to learn quickly. And now we're on level 12, and like I said, it's getting tough. Like I said, I recommend you don't go after bugs when you get to this level and crush them with your gun, because you can get easily overwhelmed. And as you saw, I just lost 2 crops by doing that. So my recommendation is to just keep shooting, plowing them, and just keeping an eye on the ones that are surviving. Don't worry about getting all the bugs if you only have a few of these left. You know, a few crops left. You don't want to risk the game. I mean, as you see, my game went from very well to very not well in a matter of seconds just because, you know, the spray gun broke. And like I said, patience, just killing the bugs that are presenting a threat to your crops that are still around. And you should be able to complete levels fairly easy, or at least survive to a decent level point. And as you can see, I just lost my last life at level 12 with a high score of 46,525, which to me it really isn't bad considering I haven't played this game in quite a while. So to recap, I got 46,525 points. I'm on level 12. Not too shabby considering the learning curve on this game is moderate. Like I said, you'll probably be on level 5 when you start getting taxed. It's a very entertaining game. I enjoy it. It is fun. It's unique in the way it's presented. The presentation is, I've never seen anything like it. And really available for Intellivision. But as always, the system and the game is discontinued. They have not made any of these games. And the best way to attain a copy is to go through your local retro gaming retailer or a flea market, dirt mall, swap meet, whatever you want to call them. eBay, you could probably find them. And same with the Intellivision unit. It hasn't been around in a while. So you're going to want to look at these same outlets to find a system if you are interested in playing this game. Do I recommend it? Yes and no. If you're into shooters, yes. If you like games that have a moderate learning curve, yes. It does tend to start feeling repetitive at times. So if you're looking for a lot of variety in a shooter, it provides that to a certain extent. But once you reach that level where all the enemies are, it just becomes faster and more enemies come out. As was typical with a lot of games in this time era, in the 80s. So if you're looking for a lot of variety, you might be disappointed. But I still would recommend giving Whomper a try. I think Activision did a very good job at presenting this game and making this game for Intellivision. And I actually think it's one of the better games for the Intellivision. It definitely will keep you busy on screen. Like I said, it's made for the controller. You definitely want to learn the tap method on an Intellivision controller, where you tap the disc as opposed to pushing on the disc to move your character. The keypad serves no functions except to choose how many players. So overlays and instruction books and boxes are need only be sought out by the true collector. If you're just if you're itching to play this game, you need not worry about getting a complete copy. A cartridge alone will do. The game, again, is Whomper for Intellivision. My name is Ashley Bottoms. This is Tales from the Game Room. And we'll see you on our next installment. Thanks again for watching. Continue to subscribe to this page and like the videos if you do. And let me know how you like them. And keep sending me those game requests, because I like reviewing games that other people want to see. So until next time, I'm Ashley Bottoms. Happy gaming. Bye.